Coming up on your MTN 10 o'clock news, a major upgrade for Montana healthcare.
Park Place Transitional Care and Rehab hosts a ribbon-cutting ceremony for a new pulmonary ventilator unit. We'll have that story for you on MTN News.
Plus, the Brawl of the Wild hype is heating up.
Great way to have a competition between the Bobcats and the Grizz. You know, before the game, seeing which team brings in the most food.
How local fans can celebrate. And later, are Thanksgiving dinner costs really down this year? We take a closer look at what families can expect to pay and why the price of turkey isn't the only thing to keep an eye on.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for trusting KRTV for your 10 o'clock news. I'm Tim McGonigal. First tonight, access to specialized care in Montana is getting a major boost. Today, providers unveiled a new pulmonary ventilator unit, the first of its kind in the Treasure State. MTN's Justin Robichaux explains how this new technology will help patients stay closer to home.
3, 2, 1.
Park Place Transitional Care and Rehab cuts the ribbon to introduce the first ever long-term ventilator and tracheostomy unit in Montana. Director of Operations for Sweetwater Care, Cameron Tuttle, says Montanans no longer have to cross state lines.
Now, if they need to be on a ventilator for a long term, there's no placement for those patients here in Montana, as I mentioned earlier. So we have to send those patients out of state to keep them on a tracheotomy and ventilator system. So now we have the trach and vent systems here.
Regional Clinical Director for Sweetwater Care, Timothy Rock, explains how the ventilator works.
It breathes for you. Essentially, something has happened to you where you're compromised or not able to breathe on your own. Mechanical ventilation does that for you. And so the machine works as you're through an airway and into your lungs and helps your lungs function.
For Director of Nursing, Sarah Rock, the ventilator will open job opportunities.
Here with our patients, we need fantastic nursing care, respiratory therapists, therapies as in occupational, physical, and we also need great volunteers to support through this.
According to Timothy Rock, Montanans will have a place to go in case of a traumatic accident.
All of Montana is really recreational based, and there's a lot of traumas and accidents that happen, and this just gives a net to keep our people here, to make sure that we're keeping them close to their families and their culture and the Montana heritage.
Park Place Transitional Care and Rehab says if you have family or a loved one out of state, this unit could bring them back to Montana. In Great Falls, Justin Robichaux, MTN News.
County health officials are warning families about a baby formula recall. The FDA has recalled all ByHeart infant formula products due to concerns about botulism. The recall expanded to include all formula products after 23 cases were reported across 13 states as of November 19th. To date, no cases have been reported in Montana. The batches are suspected to have been contaminated during manufacturing and bottling.
There was one batch that was noted to have botulism in it, and of course discovered after it had already been distributed out. And that has caused quite a bit of illness for several children, multiple. I won't name how many because it's probably still changing, right? So that illness oftentimes starts with like constipation, fussiness, that sort of thing.
Retailers have pulled the formula from stores. Parents are advised to discontinue use immediately. And if you notice symptoms such as poor feeding habits, difficulty swallowing, or reduced facial expressions, call your pediatrician. Additional help replacing formula can be found at your local health department. The 124th Brawl of the Wild is this weekend, and energy is spilling far beyond the stadium. MTN's Anissa Coomer takes a look at some local events, bringing Cat and Grizz fans together ahead of Saturday's showdown.
Here in Great Falls, excitement is already building ahead of Saturday's Brawl of the Wild. Local groups are preparing watch parties and community events, all set to kick off this weekend as fans get ready for Montana's biggest rivalry.
The atmosphere, there's tons of people. It's just a really good time. So everybody just wears their favorite team and just it's fun.
Across town, bars and restaurants are stacking their schedules with game day gatherings. At the Heidelberg, that watch party comes with a charitable twist.
We're doing a canned food drive, and on Saturday, if you bring in a canned food, you get double points. And then at the end, we will do a drawing.
Along with the food drive, they are also holding a raffle with prize baskets and gift cards, with all proceeds going to Eagle Mount.
Great way to have a competition between the Bobcats and the Grizz. You know, before the game, seeing which team brings in the most food.
For those who want to celebrate the action by getting active, the Peak Health and Wellness is hosting a charity cycle ride on Friday morning.
Started between our two instructors, Colton and Sandra. They've always had kind of a rivalry. Colton's always been the Bobcats and Sandra's always been the Grizz, and they kind of did an in-class rivalry, and then it just kind of grew and grew from there.
Donation jars at the front desk let visitors cast a vote for their team. All money raised goes to support the Sober Life.
And the team that has the least amount of votes, that instructor is going to get the pie to the face at the end of the ride this year.
And if you can't make the ride, the Peak will host a donation-based pancake breakfast Friday morning from 6 to 11 a.m., also benefiting the Sober Life.
It's such a huge event in Montana, and so I just love that energy is going to be brought here.
And if you're planning to stay home or host your own watch party, you can watch the game right here on MTN. The pregame show starts at 11, followed by kickoff at noon. In Great Falls, I'm Anissa Coomer, MTN News.
And a reminder, you can watch the Brawl of the Wild right here on KRTV Saturday. Our coverage begins at 11 a.m. Kickoff set for high noon from Washington Grizzly Stadium, followed by the postgame show.
Today was the coolest day of the week and one of the coolest days that we have had so far this month. High temperatures were only in the upper 30s and low to mid 40s. In Great Falls and Glasgow, the high was 39. In Cutbank, the high was 43. And Havre and Lewistown topped out at 42 degrees. It is chilly outside right now as temperatures are in the 20s in most locations. During the day today, it was a bit breezy, but that wind did diminish as we went through the afternoon and the evening. Right now, we just have a light breeze in most spots, which means wind chill is not a factor. There were some scattered snow showers and a few rain showers around during the day today. Right now, though, we have mainly clear skies and mainly dry conditions throughout much of north central Montana. Mostly sunny skies are expected tomorrow and Friday, and then it will be partly to mostly cloudy this weekend. We're also going to have mainly dry conditions for the next several days. Little to no wind again tomorrow, but the wind will pick up as we head into Friday, and gusty winds are expected this weekend. Now have a look at your 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
The American Farm Bureau Federation says the cost of a Thanksgiving meal this year is less than last year, and that mirrors what President Trump has said as he continues to talk about affordability. But how much of that is due to low prices grocers are charging for turkeys, and what are the costs of other holiday staples? Scripps News Group's Dell Walters reports.
President Trump has said more than once.
Walmart just announced that the cost of their standard Thanksgiving meal is reduced by 25% this year from last year.
But reality is a little more complicated. Families will pay about 5% less for their Thanksgiving meal compared to last year. This according to data Wednesday from the American Farm Bureau Federation.
And that's largely driven by a decrease in the price of frozen turkey.
A 16-pound turkey now costs on average about $21.50 in the grocery store, while wholesale turkey prices are actually rising.
Those wholesale prices are up, according to the USDA, by about 40%. But there's no guarantee that retailers are going to put that entire cost increase on the consumer. In fact, turkeys are what's known as a loss leader in the grocery industry.
Grocery stores are willing to lose money to get customers through the door.
We're certainly very fortunate that the retailers use the turkeys as a way to get more shoppers in their stores. So there really is a very, very good value for those consumers.
Other Thanksgiving staples are also cheaper this year, like eggs, domestic wine, and certain breads.
And that's due in part to a struggling farm economy. Low commodity prices, such as wheat, have really driven down the price for things like dinner rolls, stuffing, and pie crust.
But families will pay more if they're serving beef. That is up 15% this year, and more for frozen peas, milk, and sweet potatoes. Meanwhile, Democrats are keeping the spotlight on tariffs.
As we approach Thanksgiving and the holiday season, food costs are skyrocketing.
Dell Walters, Scripps News Group.
You know, it's a family of producers. It's a family of farmers and ranchers.
Coming up, we take you inside the Glacier Processing Cooperative, a Columbia Falls processing plant connecting consumers directly with local producers.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Welcome back. Glacier Processing Co-op off Highway 206 in Columbia Falls was officially formed in 2023 after a group of ranchers came together to purchase the processing facility when longtime owner Ron Van Deventer decided to retire. Just 2 years later, the co-op now serves the livestock processing needs for more than 40 local ranchers in northwest Montana. MTN's Sean Wells has more on this valuable community-run asset in the Flathead Valley.
It connects consumers with fresh, wholesome, clean product. It allows them to know the ranchers, to see where they're working, to know what they're getting. It's a huge benefit all around.
In 2023, 5 ranching families in the Flathead banded together to secure a USDA-backed loan to purchase a processing plant from Ron Van Deventer. That purchase marked the beginning of Glacier Processing Co-op.
We had an established business, so many of the people that joined were already processing here and relying on this, and so it was a definite need to fill, and definitely a business that we needed to save and keep going.
Mark Siderius serves as board president for Glacier Processing Co-op. He says the co-op is now home to 43 active members.
Had this plant closed, most of us would be traveling a minimum of 4 hours away to find space to process animals. So it's a great service to offer. It's a great service for our community.
Producer memberships at the co-op are available for a one-time $7,000 fee. The co-op is USDA inspected and a certified organic handler.
So in our case, we would never be able to process our own stuff in an economic way. So this is the only way we can do it. We had to join together with others and come here.
Lisa Wade Mayorga is a 4th-generation livestock producer from Kyla and owns Montana Better Beef. She raises grass-fed certified organic cattle that they finish at the co-op and market locally.
So our product has to be dry aged a little bit longer than other people's because of the grass-fed lower fat content. So they dry age for us here for 21 days, and then they cut and wrap all of our product and package it up and box it up for us.
Josh Giffen owns Sela Farm in Creston and processes red Angus beef at the co-op.
I'm a first-generation rancher, so I really wanted to connect with other ranchers and farmers and just get to know them better and see how they do things and see how I can learn the trade.
Giffen says co-op members work closely together to make sure the processing plant runs smooth for everyone.
All coming together, it's not one owner, it's all of us producers coming together and really making this thing work and making it tick. And we really have a desire to make it be successful because it's very important for us in this valley to keep this place open.
In Columbia Falls, Sean Wells, MTN News.